I'm sharing the common mistakes that OfferingTree users make on their OfferingTree websites. OfferingTree is an all-in-one platform for yoga teachers and wellness professionals that helps them manage their business. So memberships, email marketing, packages, scheduling, calendars, uh, online courses, and digital products. And it also can be your entire website. So it's a full all-in-one, very affordable, very user-friendly for both the clients and you as someone who is likely not super tech savvy. So I do highly recommend it. And if you do want to check out more, go to offeringtree.com/ashes. Go to my link and you can see one of the demos and some more information about it. You can also get a discount if you use that link and sign up. But let's talk about the common mistakes that people are doing when it comes to building your website. So I'm going to share my screen and show you these mistakes. So I have been doing a lot of website reviews, and I work with a lot of yoga teachers and I coach them through building their business. And because I recommend OfferingTree, I review a lot of their websites. And I want to share with you the things that I've been repeating a lot to do. And some of them are simple mistakes and simple things that you can change, and some of them involve a little bit more time and thought behind. So let's go through some of those simple ones. This is what a typical OfferingTree site will look like. This is my demo site. I also have my site over here. We'll go here. So this is the front end of the site. This is what you see when you go to an OfferingTree site. I've got my demo site over here. There's some mistakes that I purposely put in here as a demonstration. And then if you go to the top right and go to the little person icon, click the drop-down menu and go to manage your site. That's where you're going to find your dashboard to make some of these changes. So we're actually going to walk through that process step by step. The first mistake I see people making is not changing the accent color, something that's very simple. So if you have a brand or if there are certain colors you want to invoke certain kinds of emotions with your business, for me, it's this sort of greenish blue, and you don't change the accent color, it is default to set to this fuchsia pink. So any hyperlinks on any custom pages and any links will show up in fuchsia pink. And if that's not part of your brand, you may not want that. And you're able to see this really clearly on the schedule page. The schedule has your accent color. The accent color here by default is this pink color, and that just doesn't match. So a way that you change that is to go to your Manage Your Site dashboard, scroll down on the left side and go to Site Settings. It's the first thing that comes up. So we're going to click this pink box and change the color. Now it gives you some options here that you can choose, or you can set your own color. There are ways you can pick colors, use a color picker type of thing. We're just gonna guess here and just choose a color that's close enough. If you know the hex code, you can copy and paste in there. For example, I use an extension called Colorzilla. It's a Chrome extension, and I have some of my colors already in there. So I can copy and paste that. But however you do it, make sure that this color is dark enough so that when links are hyperlinked in text, it is easy to read. So you may want something maybe a little bit darker than that. Let's just go down here and call that good. Make sure when you scroll down, you click Save Settings. And then if we refresh, now it comes up with this darker greenish color. I mean, that's fine, but you might want a color that matches perhaps your header or your footer or some of your other buttons, and you can make any adjustments that you need. So change the accent color. That's one thing I've been telling people over and over. And the next thing to change is it's a color change again. If you scroll down, there's the footer at the bottom. Now, I've already changed this, but the default is to be black, a black footer, which is not bad, black footer and white over the top, white text. And that's not bad, but if you want it to match your brand, you may want to change that to whatever your header color is or something similar. So at the bottom, you'll want to check and see if black matches your brand. Awesome. So for that, you go back to the Manage Your Site dashboard, and you'll click on Pages. We're going to do quite a few things in editing the header and footer. That's a couple mistakes that I see people making. So on this home page, you'll click Edit. And on the left side, you're going to see header settings and footer settings. For the footer, you click on footer settings. That's the bottom. You can change this from white to black or a different color. And it's actually in background style that you're going to find the color that you can change it from black to something else. So I've already changed it. Let's say I want it just slightly different. There we go. Just to show you that you have to make sure to hit the save button. And this little pencil icon, the pink button, toggle in and out the options. Okay. So that's the footer settings. You can change that footer color. I see that oftentimes just black, and it just doesn't match a lot of people's brand colors when I see their brand colors. Now in this too, you're going to notice that some of these buttons are still this fuchsia pink. That's not going to actually be pink. Those are going to be your accent colors. They're just showing as pink right now as example. I don't exactly know why, but don't worry too much about that. If you've changed the accent color, you're good to go. And another mistake that I'll just mention quick is don't get too scripty with your font choices. Make sure it's easily readable. So a font like this is a sans serif font. It doesn't have any ledges on it, so it's without the little ledges, and it's very easy to read. To change the fonts, I think I've kept it to the default, but to change the font, let's actually go back again to site settings. And right where the accent color is, you can choose a body font and heading font. I wouldn't go with anything that's too scripty. Something like this is probably still too scripty. You want it to be very basic, especially this is not something I'd ever use. If you choose something different, make sure it's more of a heading. And the body font is going to be a little bit more basic. Okay. So that's just making sure that people can read, and then you hit the save settings. So you want it easy, your text and font very easy to read. Okay, next mistake I'm seeing people make is on their homepage. Now, I've actually done a good job of this on this demo site, that people are not creating a clear next step for your viewers. So on this page, I have a button on a custom page here, custom homepage that says book a call. Most people are not doing that. What I'm seeing is more like what the default page is over here on my site, my actual site, is you've got your upcoming events or your schedule, but then nothing beyond if you were to scroll. So you can update this in a couple of ways. Make sure that you do have your upcoming events, so that makes it obvious what we're looking at. That's the first thing people see. As you scroll down, you want to make sure that people always have something to click on to go to the next step. And usually it's check out my schedule or learn more here. So in my About Me section, and you might have one of these too, at the bottom, I have a call to action to click over here to see my full website. For you, I'd recommend click this link to see my schedule or book your free class here. So every time someone scrolls down, there should always be some sort of hyperlink so that they don't have to scroll back up. So clear calls to action. And on my demo page here, you see I have book a call right at the top. If you scroll down, I even have book a call, same button in my about section. So if you scroll, there's a button there, you can click it. And if you scroll down even more, I even have the free discovery call as an option about if you were to choose one of these. So I have it in 3 different places to book a call with me. That would be my main call to action, and something I hope everyone does. And this isn't something that you're going to learn from OfferingTree or the technicalities of website building. This is more of a strategy thing. You want someone to be able to take that next step as they scroll down, and it's very clear what that next step is going to be. It's usually something free or low priced or an intro offer, or it might even be to join your email list. You do have the option up here to join the email list with the subscribe button. That is an okay first step, but I would still put that more places. If that's your main thing you want people to do, put your email opt-in more places on your screen. The next mistake I'm seeing people make is not updating the subscribe button and leaving the generic text as it is. So when you click on this, it says stay in the loop, subscribe to get periodic emails from Ashley Jonas. If you're curious why people are not joining your email list and you have this up, it's no surprise because this is super generic. There's no voice to it. This is really just sample text, and you have to update it. So you have to go in and update this section, this pop-up. So are you someone that says, "Hey, stay in the loop, subscribe to get periodic emails"? I doubt it. Like, it's really just sample text, and we want to change that. Even if it's something that's just written in your voice but is the same message, that's okay. Additionally, you can add a photo or an image to this to make it more enticing. So we want to make this more attractive for people to join. How do you do that? There's two places you're going to update this. One is to update the subscribe button itself, so it says something other than subscribe. I don't really like the word subscribe. I would rather have it say something like join my email list, or join here, or start here, or download the free guide, or something else that's going to be more clear and more enticing than subscribe. And then also we can change this actual pop-up. Okay, let's go and do that. So let's go back into our site dashboard. And this is actually going to fall under site settings again. So same place we were at last time. And it's actually the second tab over called lead generator. Lead generator. You can choose whether or not you have an automatic pop-up. I actually recommend that because it's annoying, but also very effective. Or you can turn it off if you want. And always ask people if they want to subscribe to your newsletter when they make a purchase. I think it's just important to collect email addresses if they are buying something or opting into something. So yes. Now this is your preview. You want to change it to say something else like join my email list. Maybe not like that. It might be, I want to stay in touch with you. Something that's, again, written in your voice. So then rewriting this to say something that is more fun, more you. You can even add photos to this. So I'm going to show you my example, and then you can change what the button says, like join now. I'm going to show you what mine looks like over here. So I actually have it set that it says free guide. So download a free guide. I added an image, sign up below to receive the free guide, instantly receive a PDF with tech tips. And when you subscribe, you'll also be on my email list to receive occasional newsletters. Start here. So this is a little bit more enticing. I mean, it's not perfect. It's not super magical and beautiful as designed as it could be, but it's something more than what it was. So any little enhancement, any little boost helps. So this is what I have, and I'm not going to go into detail of how to attach a free PDF guide to your email newsletter once someone signs up, but I am saying you need a little bit more design, a little bit more of your voice, and a little more information for people to know what to expect. So you would change that over in site settings and lead generator. Now, if you want to change the button up here that says subscribe, that's someplace else. So let's go ahead and save that. And then go over back to pages. So where we went to last time, you'll edit your home page again. And it's in your header settings. Scroll all the way down. It's kind of hidden. It says call to action button settings. This is where you say join the email list or join the club. Join the club. That just sounds way like your email club. That sounds way more enticing than subscribe. So change that to something, and maybe you have the color be something that also is something that stands out a little bit more. That is sort of like, whoa, what is that? So I'm going to choose this yellow color, save that, reset. Let's check it out. Now it's join the club. Now I didn't add a picture or anything, but I did change this headline, and you can change a little bit more. So that's one thing I'm seeing a lot of people not doing is not updating the subscribe button. Definitely update it. Let's now move on to the mistakes I'm seeing people make on the offerings themselves. So again, some of these are going to be more obvious and some of them are more strategy and not something that you've maybe heard before. So this is more coaching for you. I hope you're following along. So let's check this out. So what I'm seeing people do, we've got our colors updated. We've got the subscribe button updated. Now let's go to our offerings and see the mistakes that we are making over here. Number one is not being clear. Here we go. Not being clear if the offering is online or in person. And here's an example of that right here. Yoga class. Okay. Is it online? Is it in person? It might somewhere in a little tiny place say like online for the location, but it still needs to be more clear. My recommendation is to have it up in the title. So online, or more specifically, if it's on Zoom, put Zoom in the title, and how long the duration of class. So being super clear and specific with the title of the class and repeating it in the description as well. So this is not enough. It does not have any detail. Does it tell you if it's online or offline? No. Does it tell you what to expect? No, not really at all. So the main thing for this mistake I see people doing is not being clear if it's online or offline. I see that happen frequently. And another mistake that goes along with that is if you add a time to your class in the description, you don't mention the time zone. You want to mention the time zone. Your times will adjust automatically on the schedule for the person viewing. But if you mention that your class is at 6 a.m., mention the time zone so people are clear and know which time zone you're talking about. So if it's in person, even if it's in person, mention the time zone. Anytime you have an offering up, anytime you have a website, we want to be super clear on those time zones, okay? So is it online, in person? What's the duration? So we need more information for this. And I have a couple examples I'll show you of a good example. Here's one, 45-minute essential oils yoga class on Zoom. So we've got the duration, what it is, and where it's at. And then I say it again in the description, what it is, a 45-minute yoga class on Zoom. So repeat that. And then I don't have any time zones in here. I don't mention the time in here. But if you did, then you'd want that time zone in there. But on my morning movement and meditation, which I actually teach, that is actually a class that I have. And the description's a little longer. Again, 30-minute practice on Zoom, includes movement. A few more details you can add, which we'll get to next. But in here, you'll see that I put every weekday at 6 a.m. Pacific time. But it will adjust to your time zone if you look at the schedule itself. Okay, so make sure you're putting your time zone, be clear if it's online or offline, and then we'll get more into the description. The next mistake I see people doing that I've mentioned many a times in some reviews is not treating this page, this details page, your description, more like a sales page. So instead, you just don't have enough information. It's maybe a sentence or two and that's it, but it's not clear enough for people who are curious about what you're offering. It doesn't have enough info. And a sales page is a page that you send to people where they land on and can get all the information. And I actually have a couple templates, but it's not something that I share publicly. It's something that I share with my coaching group. And you can also take sales page templates from the internet, search on Google or find one, but you want to add a lot more information to this section. So if we look over here, back on my offerings, I've got, again, this example where I have a class that's clearly described on the top, on the title, and then the description has a little bit more. And this is good. It's not perfect. This is specific to an essential oils yoga class, but I do add an example of a practice. You can embed YouTube videos, you can add photos, and I'll show you a little bit more. This isn't just for offerings. It's also going to be for memberships or packages or store items or all the things that you put online as an offering or something that someone could buy or sign up for. You want more information, more content in that description. If I look at this once again, you can see more information. Also, instructions for joining will be in the confirmation email. So I mentioned how to download Zoom. I add bonus links. I have a video with chair yoga options and even some of the affirmation cards I use. So this is okay for an offering. It doesn't need to be super, super intense, but it needs to have more information that's super specific to what you're doing. And so if I were to send someone just this page, they know what to expect. And the same goes with memberships. If you have a membership, let's go over to the sample membership here. Show more. This is not enough. It's not enough for a membership information. You want photos, you want testimonials, you want FAQs, you want so much more. And this can be your entire sales page. You should be able to scroll and learn more. So if you look at my membership over here, I've got more. I've got words, I've got pictures, I've got mock-ups, I've got testimonials. I'm overcoming objections. We've got how it works, and then another buy now button at the bottom so that people don't have to scroll up again. So this is still just a start to a sales page. There could be a lot more to it. I just think that anyone who has anything to offer needs to add more to a page. So I could click this, copy this link, and give it to someone, and they get all the information. One thing I'm even missing here is I should add my about me on to everything. So on my, I should have another about me section, even in this kind of page. So I think that our offerings, our memberships, our packages, our store items just need more content in the description, more images, and get super clear for anyone viewing. So more information, and that's something that's going to come with time. That's something that you're going to have to spend some time working on too, to clearly craft the message, tell people why they should join, paint the picture of what could happen when they do join, all that good stuff. And I think that's the main items. One more thing I see people doing, not a big deal, is just leaving pages that are blank published. So if you come over here, make sure all the pages at the top actually have something on them. Notice I don't have a blog page on this site because I don't have a blog, because it's empty. So I'm not going to add that to this site. This one over here has a blog. I do have one blog post. If I didn't have a blog, I would take it off. I can also, if I don't have any packages or memberships yet, I would take this off for now. And where you do that is in your dashboard. Once again, go to pages. And you can decide if you publish or unpublish. So let's say I don't have a blog. I'm going to unpublish that for now so it doesn't show up at the top. All right, so that's as simple as just toggling published or unpublished. You want to make sure that you make those changes and make sure that your site doesn't have any distractions on it, and it's super clear with where people can go to take their first steps, where they can go to subscribe to your newsletter, and clear descriptions with what you're offering. So those are the mistakes I've been seeing, especially doing reviews for OfferingTree websites. I hope this was helpful. Take some of these tips and update your site. And good luck. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at Ashes Yoga. Again, if you are interested in OfferingTree, go to offeringtree.com/ashes to learn more, watch a demo, and I'll probably be seeing you in the intro course too if you do join. So you'll also get a discount if you use my link, and enjoy the process. This is something I think is so fun. And even OfferingTree, that is made it very, very simple, is still highly customizable and super effective for growing your business. You can do it. I can do it. We all can do this, and we're in this together. Okay, see you next time.